Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, fellow traders. Today is 15 December 2019, 1:44 p.m. It's time for us to do our weekly BBMA analysis. Okay, let's get started. As usual, we review our BBMA setup SOP. We enter on weekly re-entry sell. We look at daily MHV to make sure we are in sell zone. And then we check H4 for MHV or momentum. We use H1 for early confirmation such as momentum and extreme. We also use divergence to see the price reversal. For the most part, we use Awesome and MACD oscillator for that. Our entry is based on H4. We cut loss when we see a momentum opposite our trade direction, and also we use momentum to partial TP to ride the trend. On form of money management, we trade one pair per account. We trade five pairs at a time. We maintain only capital in our trading account, and we always cut loss before we MC the account. We trade all pairs, but we focus on the low volatility pair. We use automation. We create alert in TradingView for our setup. The custom indicator that we have is able to detect extreme and momentum. Okay, let's review last week trade. So for last week, we have 4 setup because we have hold AJ from the previous week, and we managed to close it with TP. This was quite a good profit. And then from the 4 setup that we have 2 cut loss. And then for AUD USD, our analysis did not trigger because the price keep going up. We're looking for sell, but we keep seeing momentum buy. So we got the extra signal from the group. We enter re-entry sell again from the group, but we cut loss. Okay, for the other signal that we have was gold. Gold, we're looking to buy gold last week. We actually have closed gold, closed all. After that, before that, we actually partial take profit, and then as the trade go, we actually TPO. And then we also have extra signal from the group on gold. We have sell setup instead, and we also close TP on that. For AJ, there was additional signal from the group, but we take the signal, and then the first entry that we have, we cut loss about 45 pip, and then we enter again, and we close TP for that. So that's all for last week. Overall, our week was a profitable week. We have growth about 3.84% based on our tracking for last week. So every week I'm gonna put the account growth 3.48%. Okay, so we this is a cumulative growth 3.48%. Okay, so let's continue for this week analysis. So the first pair that we want to look at for this week is AUD JPY. This pair is very interesting. If we see here, we actually have a re-entry buy, and if you look at D1 is actually making a momentum buy, and you see even this candle actually open outside BB, and it making a retest, small retracement. And then if we look at H4 is now making a re-entry buy, but actually it closed below past MA 5 and 10 low. So for this one, we have to be careful because if we gonna buy this, we need to see our risk, which is about 144 pips. So alternatively, we can have a second view on AJ. Okay, for AJ, we can look it from different perspective. If we see here, if we see from weekly, we see re-entry buy, but if you go higher time frame, this is something that sometimes will trick us. If we open a higher time frame, we can see it's a re-entry sell, right? Although this look like a extreme buy, but even here is an extreme buy. You see, it reject the MA5 high here, and same here, it reject the MA5 high. So monthly is a re-entry sell. So this is a very tricky situation. Or the proper setup name for this is TP wajib. Okay, because it extreme here and TP wajib here. So based on BBMA, we know even if this extreme buy is gonna be valid, this TP wajib gonna need to do a MHV. I mean, price gonna need to let me draw an arrow here. Price need to go to retrace down here. Let me make it bigger so it's clear. Okay, so even if this extreme gonna be valid, mean price gonna later gonna go fly, but it have to first do an MHV at this zone. Okay, so using this monthly time frame, we expect the price gonna at least retest the MHV before it actually make the way up, right? So instead of only looking at weekly, we do not know where the price gonna go if we only look at weekly, right? But from here, instead of looking at it as a re-entry buy, we can look at it as a sell, because it based on the basic BBMA also, the price is at MA5 high, MA10 high, right? And it's rejecting top BB. So we look for a retracement to around this area, the go past the mid BB at least. Okay, so for us, AJ gonna be let me write here, AJ monthly is TP wajib, right? So after TP wajib, you know, you need to do a MHV. Then weekly would be MHV sell. Okay, daily and H4. Daily, if we look at it at daily, it will be a daily, still a momentum buy. Okay, still a momentum buy, momentum buy. And then if you look at H4, H4, it look like a re-entry, but like I said just now, it go past the re-entry region, right? So our actual risk on this trade, the price making up is good because we want to sell, right? So currently our risk is about 88 pips. So you can wait a little bit more for the price to go up, retrace, and take that risk. Or another way to do is we look at H1. So do we know the price is going to come back or not? Maybe what we can do is look at H1. As you can see, H1 already make a momentum sell. So we know after momentum, we're going to have a re-entry. So maybe re-entry around here. If we see price reject this re-entry, rejecting MA5 high and MA10 high, the price is going to continue to go down. So I have to say that AJ is a very tricky situation, but overall what we need to do is we need to be able to this is look like a rebuy. H1 is already momentum sell. So this setup is a bit tricky, but what most important thing that we need to know before we enter this trade is we need to know what is our risk. So you see that I always measure the risk, right? Measure the risk before we entry. So if we, let's say we entry here, our risk will be up here. You know, we need to cut loss about 100 pip. Okay, but if we wait for the retracement, maybe the price will come back around here. Maybe the Bollinger Band will, at that time, we go around here. We reduce our risk to about 70 pips. Okay, so before we enter the setup, we need to know our risk. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, pair number two that we want to look at for this week is CAD JPY. So CAD JPY. CAD JPY, we start looking at monthly as well. Monthly. CAD JPY trick is almost the same as AUD JPY just now. In fact, Canadian dollar and Australian dollar, they are both commodity currency, so their characteristic is almost the same. So monthly, you can see price is making a re-entry sell, right? This is very clear. Yeah, this is a sell zone, and you can see there was a momentum before, then a sell. So monthly momentum re-entry sell. If we go to the if we go to weekly, weekly, we will see a MHV. Okay, this is MHV because price goes up, it does not close above top BB, right? Then it go down again, and then at the same time this time it actually just retest the previous MHV zone. So this means there have not been a strength for the price to go up continuously, so it will continue to fall. And weekly will be our re-entry sell, MHV sell, sorry. And then we go to daily. Daily, we can see the price actually still doing a momentum buy. So we want to confirm that lower time frame if this momentum buy have finished. And we can see here we have a extreme sell, and then here is the TP wajib. So we need to wait for H4 MHV. So actually that's a good thing for us too, because if we're gonna enter the trade somewhere in the MHV, let me just draw it. MHV should be around here, this area. Okay, price have to make a price have to go up first to retest the MHV area. So from Chego Omar Ali, original MHV will retest the how to say, we retest the area of the, let me just clear this. Okay, you know what, let me just clear all first. Original MHV gonna retest the close of the high candle, which is here. So our MHV is expected to be around this area, and that means the price will go up until here before it make a down. Okay, so we use the BBMA rule to predict the movement of the price. Will this work exactly like this? Maybe not, but that's where the statistical and the homework help, right? We keep repeating the same thing, and we know from statistical that most of the time if you have a TP wajib, extreme TP wajib MHV, the price will make a move like this. Okay, so that's our second pick at JPY. So let's just record in our note. And one is re-entry sell. Weekly is MHV sell. Then D1 is momentum buy. and H4 is re-entry buy. Okay, so what we do, we wait for D1 H4 MHV. Okay, so if we enter at H4 MHV, our risk will be very low. Okay, and best also we need to see H1, is there some momentum in H1. Okay, so that's CAD JPY. Then the next pair we want to look at is Euro CAD. Okay, Euro CAD. Okay, Euro CAD, we start from weekly. Okay, weekly. Our Euro CAD weekly is price is at the re-entry buy. Okay, why this is a re-entry buy? Okay, if you look here, this is a extreme buy, right? Extreme buy. Let me just label it. Okay. So why this is extreme buy? If you remember the rules for BBMA extreme, is there is a reverse candle and MA5 or MA10 high close outside the BB, right? So this is extreme buy. Here will be your TP wajib here. Okay, and then let's see, all these candles, right, they are close to the top BB, but none of it actually close outside. All of it is close to low BB, but none of it close below low BB. So all these are MHV. Okay, so let me just label it to make it clear. MHV buy, right? So MHV buy. So if this is MHV buy, whenever the candle retests the low MA510 low, that's a re-entry buy, right? So EuroCAD in weekly is re-entry buy. Okay, and then if we go to daily, you'll see okay, it's the same thing. Okay, you can see price is retest the MA10 low, MA5 and MA10 low, and you can see here sometimes this will help because you can see this candle close outside top BB, this one close outside top BB, right? Of course it make a sharp move, but as you can see it's like one time, two time, right? So the that means the upward movement is strong because it can close above top BB, and now it's retest the MA5 low, and in H4, okay, H4 is the same thing, right? You see the candle actually close above here. Of course this can be an extreme setup, right? But if we need to follow the higher time frame, okay, this although it's extreme, it make everyone confused, but in a higher time frame is the momentum, mean the upward movement is strong. And even here we can see that price touches the low BB, but it doesn't close below the low BB, right? And actually for me this is a beautiful setup. Sorry, I did not use my pro account today. This is a very beautiful thing because again, like I always like to do, right, in the analysis, I will do this, I'll measure the risk. If let's say the price close below here and make a momentum sell, I can cut my loss, and it's only like 16, less than 20 pips. Anything less than 20 pips is nice. Okay, so for EuroCAD, definitely this is a good setup for us. Re-entry buy, D1 is re-entry buy, and then H4 is MHV buy. So MHV buy, our cut loss is 20 pips. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, of course, is instant, right? We're just gonna instant it tomorrow. Okay. Next one, next pair that we want to look at, so is cut loss. So, okay, next pair we're gonna look at is euro CHF, euro CHF. So for euro CHF in weekly is this is a re-entry buy, right? It's the same thing, you see, making an MHV here, re-entry buy. And then daily is a re-entry buy, MHV, re-entry buy, right? You make extreme, TP wajib, MHV here, and then you make a re-entry buy. Okay, and then in H4 is extreme, but again, don't be cheated by this. Is this kind of move will make us sell and we lose money. So what we want to do, let's measure our risk. This one is about if we what I want to do is actually make sure I take from the current price all the way to below low BB, so it's about 50 pips. 50 pips is okay, we can take that, right? I think for this is another good setup for instant euro CHF is quickly rebuy, then D1 is rebuy, and then H4 this one is yeah, we can look at it as MHV first. Okay, this is MHV buy. Okay, cut loss 50 pips. This is the most important thing. We need to know our risk when we enter. So we can instant this with a small lot size. So if we need to cut, it doesn't hurt our account that bad. So last one, I want to look at gold. Gold gold is XAU USD. Okay, gold. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, gold on weekly, we can see on weekly is a MHV buy, right? Price is making a it goes down here, but it all did not close below this and start to make a move upward. And one interesting thing is we see that the EMA 50 is going out from the low BB. So whenever there is a EMA coming out from BB at a higher time frame, we quickly look what happened at higher time frame. So whenever EMA in lower time frame go outside BB, mean higher time frame making a re-entry. So we can see here re-entry buy, right, in monthly, but we don't have to go that far because we have an indication here. So weekly is a MHV buy, which is a re-entry buy in monthly, right? So weekly MHV buy, D1 will be D1 is a it reject MA 510 low and cheap price is here, so it's a re-entry buy. And H4 currently H4 is in the sell zone up here. So if you buy here, you will float up to here. So for me, I think this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait for the re-entry buy. We don't instant buy this, but we have to wait for the price to retest the re-entry buy. Okay, so that's it for gold. Weekly is rebuy, is a buy setup, and then D1 is rebuy also. Then H4 is rebuy, but wait for pullback to MA5 10 low for entry. Okay, then again, before we forget, let's do one thing, right? If we, like I say, if we buy here, our cut loss we have to be all the way up to here. That's quite a lot. That's 150 pips, right? But if we buy here later, if we wait and buy, let's say even at the top of this block, and you go up to this, it's only like 90 over pips. Okay, so almost half our risk. Okay, so that's it. That's it for this week. We have 5 pairs, and we cut loss all the trade that we have last week, and it was a good week. One thing I would like to bring forth is that last week there was a UK parliamentary election, and there was a big move in GBP, but none of we did not enter any trade on GBP. Yeah, after the election and everything, right, everybody is showing their profit and whatnot. So this is social media. There are times that it will make you regret did not enter the trade, but for me, I choose not to enter the trade because based on our setup and SOP, I did not see any setup from the week before. So I think it's a good thing. We did not lose anything from the event, and we did not gain anything from the event as well, but we managed to stay true to our plan, and I think that is already an achievement. So that's all for today. I wish you all good luck in next week trading, and take care till we meet again next week. Bye bye.